So, is crypto going to die? Is crypto a fad, or is it going to replace fiat currency? There are a lot of different opinions. Young people, a lot of people online are saying crypto is going to be the next currency. Then you have a lot of the established people, Wall Street people, saying that crypto is just a fad. Warren Buffett says that people who put money into crypto are going to have a very bad ending. So I just wanted to put together some thoughts, some facts, and do some research. And I want to tell you what I think, because my opinion falls somewhere in the middle. So crypto in 2017 seems to be the watershed year that it kind of went mainstream. You started to see crypto and Bitcoin appear more and more in mainstream news, and Bitcoin reached about 18,000 per Bitcoin. So it reached this sort of real big high before crashing in early 2018. Now let's talk about cryptocurrency size in relation to the entire global economy. Right now, the entire global economy is about $300 trillion, and the market cap of, let's say, the top 100 currencies is really about half of $1 trillion. So cryptocurrency really only represents 0.2% of the global economy. So even though we hear a lot about cryptocurrency, it's really a minute fraction of the overall global economy. So let's talk about, when would cryptocurrency become mainstream? What would be the inflection point? Well, in business, there's something called the disruption point. And the disruption point is when something new has a 20% adaptability. So for instance, if 20% of the population begin using the internet, that means there's a disruption point. 20 where e-commerce becomes mainstream. Right now, you only see 0.2% of the global economy using cryptocurrency. So if cryptocurrency has to go up to 20%, you would see something like Bitcoin would have to increase many, many, many times from its point. So we're still very far away from a disruption point as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. In fact, the disruption point for cryptocurrencies using today's market cap would mean crypto's market cap would have to be about $60 trillion. And right now it's at half a trillion. So you would have to think of what Bitcoin's price is and multiply that by 120. And when if Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies hit an inflection point, that's the price that Bitcoin would be. Now let's talk about the other hand. Let's talk about the argument for cryptocurrencies are going to die. 57% of all ICOs in 2017 fell below their offer price. That's not very good. In fact, if you had a stock market situation, let's say 50% of all the IPOs on the New York Stock Exchange fell below their offering price, that would foretell a market crash. That would just be completely awful. So I think 2017 is the year where we see that not everything with an ICO that's crypto is just gonna go ahead and be accepted right away. It's you're gonna see a separation point where the good coins will succeed and the bad coins will fall away. It's just a question of how many coins are actually good coins. Another problem with cryptocurrencies, there's a very low barrier to entry. There's no real regulation at this point. Anybody could put together an ICO and put a coin on the market. And if you're a little clever at marketing, if you pay the right influencers, if you have a fancy website, your coin could look very, very legitimate, even if it's a big scam. So that really hurts the credibility of cryptocurrencies. However, the innovation of the blockchain or whatever, that is a good innovation. That's a useful innovation, and that's something that has a use. And cryptocurrency, when you think about it, is better than a fiat currency. You can transfer a lot of money online for a fraction of the cost of wiring money. And when you think about people who don't have banks in Africa and parts of Asia, they're kind of like where mobile phones were. A lot of people in Asia and Africa never owned a landline. They went straight from having no phone to having mobile phones. So you're going to see a lot of people who go from not having a bank account to just having a cryptocurrency, just having a digital wallet. Now, how do I feel that cryptocurrency is going to work out? Here's my opinion. I like to use the past to predict the future, and so I look at what tech stocks did to predict cryptocurrencies. And when you had the tech companies, the internet companies rise in the 1990s, Anybody that put the name .com at the end of their company name shot up in value in the late 90s. I remember the first time I heard about the internet in relation to the stock market was K-Tel Records. K-Tel Records, they sold vinyl records literally like from the 1950s and 1960s, and in the late 1990s they announced that they were going to go online. K-Tel Records was just going to sell records online, and literally their stock went up like 300%. So anybody with .com became really successful, but here's what happens. There was a shakeout point. When the tech market crashed, literally 98% of these companies that called themselves internet companies went out of business. You know, companies like Ask Jeeves, the K-Tel Records. There was a company called Towels.com. One company I did work for was called Onvia.com. Onvia.com was literally worth more than Chrysler. And when Chrysler was a huge auto company, they went out of business. So I think a lot of these cryptocurrencies, while they technically won't go out of business, they're going to be worth fractions of a penny. Now, using the internet as a proxy, the leaders, the companies like Amazon and eBay in the late 90s, they're still the leaders now. They were the leaders then and the leaders now. So I think the coins that are the leaders now, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, ask yourself this: which of these coins will be used, will be known 10 years from now? And the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are the two most popular, mainly Bitcoin, probably Ethereum. Bitcoin also has the advantage that it's a brand name. It's kind of like Xerox or Google. When people think of internet search, they think of Googling something. When people think of photocopies, they think of Xeroxing something. When people think of cryptocurrencies, they think of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the only cryptocurrency like your aunt who doesn't know a lot about tech has heard of. So I think 10 years from now, if you have the disruption point where cryptocurrencies take 20% of all global transactions, most of that will be in Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the one huge big winner, the one big no-brainer in cryptocurrency. So I don't think cryptocurrency is going to die. I think 99% of these coins are going to die, but Bitcoin will be one of the big survivors, along with possibly Ethereum. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.